We're taking this old abandoned RV, stripping it down, throwing out the junk, and rebuilding it into something nice. I'm going to track all my time and money spent to see if this is a worthwhile endeavor. Welcome to episode 2.
It's a brisk morning back here at the trailer, day 2. Gonna be a short day today. All I'm gonna try to do is get this thing back to my shop. I've got my heated vest on because it's below freezing this morning. Let's see if we can air up these tires and get it home. It's so cold that the dirt is frozen. All right, it took some beating on, but what's really cool about these old trailers is how simple they are. So this slides and locks in place to where it can't go anywhere. Slide it back, let's hook it up. Getting our first look at this trailer, you can see she is in rough shape. We've got our work cut out for us. Here's a quick walk around of this beauty that we are going to turn trash into treasure. Let's get going on it. By some miracle, we made it home. Didn't blow out a tire, didn't get pulled over. This is probably where it's gonna sit for a while. Let's get to work. Let's get rid of all of this extra stuff. We've got a bunch of little things to cut away, the tanks, everything left over. Let's get this down to a clean slate. Luckily, this thing has been abandoned for so long, it's bone dry, because this could be super gross otherwise. All right, so one of my favorite tools for this is a French tool, and it comes in a bunch of different sizes. It's great for working on stuff like that. It's called a hammer. This bar right here is too bent to save, so we're going to cut that one out. We also have a really rusted out one, so we're going to remove that one as well. That was all the 15 minutes is all that took. So we've got a pretty straight trailer. I cut out all of the bad metal, and this is our shell. This is essentially what we're starting with. Now what we need to do is strengthen this up, because this is super weak right now, and I'm going to double
the amount of angle iron going across, and I'm also going to use a lot stronger angle iron. This here's a budget build. You don't go and buy top dollar anything. We're at the scrapyard. Get things like a quarter of the price here. Let's see what they got. There's an entire section of pallet racking, and this is super light, so it'll be a lot less money, and this is going to be plenty strong. I think we cut this into sections. Here's our cross bracing. All right, we're at 65 1/4 across, so let's get some of those cut. I'm terrible at this, but use ear protection. Take it from somebody who's not that old and can't hear very well. Each one of these crossbars is not at a set level, and it's because these here and this here were just to hold the tanks in place. So it's like 4 feet to the first one, and then they're like 27 inches for each one. So since we're already taking the time to make this stronger, I'm going to do this standard and do every 2 feet. All right, so let's measure 2 feet all the way down. Now we are going to want clean metal to weld to, since this has been sitting out for God knows how many years. Let's clean this metal up, give us something good to weld. I was talking before how I wanted everything to be at 2 feet. It kind of gives us an odd spot right here with the tongue. Probably be fine to just go from here to here, but while we're in here, let's make it actually strong, and let's cut some angled pieces in between here. Let's make it look really nice while we're at it. Voila, pretty good, huh? We now have this to where it will sit flush, but because this C channel is, I want to notch down the thickness of the C channel to where that this is flush all the way across. But the reason that I made it longer is because I want to go in the C channel so I can weld on the thick part of the C channel. Okay, now we've got each notched out pretty well. Oh yeah, let's get that welded into place. Each one of these is already right at 12 inches, which is what I want to keep them all at. And since I have so much of this extra scrap, I'm going to trim everything so it's going to stay outer edge right at 1 foot. And I'm trimming this away because you can see there's not a lot of metal here, so there's not any structural integrity. So we're going to draw a line all the way down and cut everything back. Next thing I'm going to do is add these little supports right here. This looks like about 11 inches, and we're going to notch out the top just like last time. And I'm going to keep them all in a straight line. I thought about doing them in the center, but I'm just going to keep all of those uniform. You're not going to see any of this anyways. I'm probably way overthinking it. All right, we've done the little notch, so let's put it in place. Now we've got this side done. Let's move to the other side. Check this out. Wait, does that work? Dang it, what the heck's going on here?
Top left is done. Here's the top right with some cross bracing. We're going to put a bar across the bottom. Here's the bottom left, cross bracing, bottom right. Here's what we're left with.
Look what just showed up from Amazon. Well, you're not going to stand on these things, but hey, for 120 bucks, I think we're dialed. I'm just making this super easy. I'm lining up the center with the laser, and it's right at 3 inches above your wheels that you want it at. So I'm just throwing two 2x6s on there so it's going to sit nice and level. I've already marked the fender itself, so then when we set this up here, it's going to be perfectly centered. Pretty dang good. Fender's got a little bit of play, so as I weld this, I'm going to take off that. There's a little bolt I forgot to cut off, but looking good. I don't know how easy it is to see that line, but look at that. Got some new argon, which is a great Ben Affleck movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. We're back in business after a couple days down with no argon and snow on the ground. Let's get these fenders going. I forgot when I was waiting for argon, I decided time to retire this old girl. I've had this thing over 20 years and I can barely see through it, so check this baby out. I can't believe how cheap welding helmets have gotten. Oh yeah. You know, the downside of this is I can't blame my helmet for my bad welding anymore. Little bit of a mistake on this side. I added new braces on this side and they are flush on the side. And I measured up to this point. Well, on the other ones, it's angle iron. So this is able to slide underneath it. Pretty easy fix though. I'm just gonna scribe across here. I'll cut a little section off because this already hangs down as low as it does on the other side. Let me bring you over here. Like a glove. With the fenders done, we've got to head to Harbor Freight and pick up some supplies. Here's what we got. 2 flap discs, got some grinding wheels and a grinder, new safety chains, some reflectors, random wire wheels, and check this out, a full trailer light kit.
So let's put all those new wire wheels to work, and want to know what's better than one of me? It's 4 of me. Get this thing down to metal, have it nice and clean. I've got a bit of a dilemma. I could screw these boards down as they sit, and I think everything would be fine. But to me, this looks so much better. It's more work. If I add angle iron all the way across. I know this is a budget build and I'm being a little ridiculous right now, but I think it's gonna look a lot better. And I hate the screws that go in here. I like it when they just slide in and are held in place by the angle iron. So I have plenty of angle iron. I think I'm just gonna do it. I decided to go the harder route
I just like the look of it too much. So I'm gonna bang this angle iron out real quick. It's gonna look nice though. Let's go. And because I want everything to be amazing, I even notched this out. Wait till you see how good this looks.
With that, bust out the pressure washer and get all of the grime and dust and all the mess that we've made so far. We're going to get this cleaned up and get it ready for paint. We're going to be using a Rust-Oleum enamel to paint this, and pretty much as soon as I started rolling it, I decided this is a terrible idea. What a waste of time this is. Back to Harbor Freight we go. $8, $11, $16. Good time to note, I've never done this before. This is a $16 gun. What's the worst that could happen? I'm back, and should have just got a gallon to begin with. Let's mix it up. I think this is a pretty good place to stop. We've got it painted, we have a really nice frame, and I've got a surprise in the next episode. We're gonna mill our own lumber. I have a friend who they've got their own sawmill, gonna pick a tree, cut it up, and that's gonna be pretty fun. So stay tuned for the next episode. Let's go through our costs. We've got recycled steel for 65 bucks. I also threw in $40 for angle iron, even though it was free for me. Again, that was an add-on, didn't need to be done, but I think it looks great. We have our paint filter, gun, and gun stand, as well as the spray paint. 140 bucks for the fenders and $77 for a bunch of miscellaneous sanding. Total $393. And in this episode, I've got 22 hours worth of work. So money's getting up there, so is the time. $768 total when we add in episode 1, and 27 hours total. Starting to get up there. Is this still a good idea? Tell me what you think. Check out the next episode.